Devin was born on September 27th in 2010. His first year of his life was completely average. Everything was developing properly.
Keeping his right arm.
And then everything changed on the day of his first birthday.
If you spend a day with Devin Adams, you'll find a kid who loves basketball, dancing, and spending time with his friends. If you spend a lifetime with Devin Adams, you'll know that none of this was ever supposed to happen.
That evening, he was dropped off with his biological father at 7 o'clock. My phone died, and I look over at my cousin, and he's looking at his phone. He's listening to a voicemail, and just by the look on his face, I said, "What's happened to Devin?" The information was, Devin has had a seizure. He's at the emergency room. I walk into Pomona Valley Hospital. Doctor came out of the emergency room, said, "Your mom, follow me." Then he turns around, sees the father is also following me, and he screams at him and said, "You are never allowed in my ER." That was my first instance of having any clue that something had happened. I find out that he has a skull fracture. 3 days in, the surgeons come to me and they say, his brain is swelling. If we allow it to continue to swell, we'll make him peaceful, but he will pass away. Second option, which is obviously what we went through, was to remove half of his skull. The brain can swell out that way. The downside to that one was they said that he would be a vegetable the rest of his life. This is my child. I don't care if he is a vegetable. He's my vegetable. He started to wake up. Only his left side of his body moved. My father went to the courthouse and requested a restraining order for the father to not be allowed to come around us. But for every day for that month, I had to sit next to someone who the detective told me, convinced me wholeheartedly that he had caused the injury. We still don't know what he did. The surgeon made models on the computer. It showed that the amount of force to cause the two skull fractures was as though he was dropped from a 2-story building twice. So it was clearly something very intentional. A couple days later, the detective finally did arrest him, and he was charged. So at this point, he still had his skull removed. We were walking around with wearing his helmet.
Good job, Devin.
He had the skull replaced. 2 weeks later, the swelling had come down. It starts coming back. I rushed him to the ER, and he has bacteria, fungus, everything that could go wrong to the skull had gone wrong. It wasn't until his third skull that we got lucky and it stuck. So half of his skull is made of plastic. I, of course, had to grieve almost as though he did pass, because when you have a child, you think graduating high school, getting married, having kids, having a career. And in so many ways, I had to grieve what I expected for him. And you really do change your thinking to, you really just want your kid to be happy.
Now, 14 years later, he's doing just that. If you walk around the halls of Carlsbad High School, you can see that Devin's happiness is infectious. Lily sees it every day at Best Buddies.
The instant that Devin walks in a room, it's just everybody's mood is lifted. I don't think I've been around Devin for like 30 seconds without him making me laugh or making me smile.
Best Buddies on the Carlsbad High School campus is a club that lets Devin find friends, be active, and be himself. Ironically, his real best buddy just might be his neighbor, James.
Devin and I are homies. I just see him as another person, and we've all had our challenges in one stripe or another. We ride around on my Vespa, playing catch. He's capable of so much. I don't get the feeling that I'm helping somebody who needs it. It's a win-win. I get from him, he gets from me. He's a giving kid.
From neighbors to friends, and now partners.
We got the Homies Helping Hands. That's me and Devin. So our business is we're going to have our matching shirts, where we go around and help the neighbors that need a hand. So we're calling ourselves Homies Helping Hands.
He's a kid who was given almost no chance at survival. and no chance to live a life like this because of what happened to his brain. But Devin's heart, it turns out, is the key to his story.
People have asked, clearly you wish this never happened. And I bite my tongue on that one sometimes. The boy that I have now is the boy that I feel like I was meant to have. Of course, I wish my child never felt pain, never had to deal with the negativity, the trauma of what he went through.
Are you happy with the boy that you are today?
Yeah, I think I've grown in me.
Devin was born a ray of light and continues to be. He does not have any sort of negativity inside of him. People always tell me, oh, you've clearly done something so wonderful with him. I'm like, I appreciate it, but I don't take credit for any of what he is. That's who he was made to be.